Welcome back, guys. I don't know if you know this. Little word to the wise. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, is it not? No, this week, okay. Saturday. Saturday is Valentine's Day.
It's Sunday.
Somebody knows it's Valentine's Day. Okay, stop. Our floor director is laughing at me.
It's a weekend of love.
It's a weekend of love. So here's the thing. What are you going to do for your girlfriend? I know that you think flowers and chocolates are the thing. What if she has allergies? What if she can't eat chocolate?
And
what if she doesn't want to?
Flowers at twice the price.
Exactly. So here to tell us a very simple dish that will dazzle your girlfriend and delight her or your wife or your partner is Adam Vetterell from North and Navy on Nepean Street. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, thanks for coming.
No problem.
I think
this is awesome.
It is good. I think everybody's going to be excited. Even looking at your display, this looks simple, easy.
Very easy.
And very fun. So what made you think of this concept?
Well, we're just trying to think of something that would be easy to do at home if you were trying to impress somebody at Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And this is something, not only is it easy to do the night of, but there's a couple steps you can do beforehand that make it really easy.
Okay.
And then, and so the night of, you can just sort of relax and entertain your guest, and just a couple slices and you're ready to go.
So this is carpaccio. So walk us through the elements of that dish.
So carpaccio is a raw meat dish. It existed in the Piedmont region for quite a while, but then it got really famous in Venice in the 60s. A guy named Giuseppe Cipriani, who's the owner of Harry's Bar, which is a really famous Venetian restaurant. He had a guest, a countess, who came in one day and she's like, I can only eat raw meat. My doctor says only raw meat.
Really?
And so he had seen this dish somewhere, probably in Piedmont or something, so it occurred to him that he would make her this. And so all it is thinly sliced raw meat. Traditionally you use beef sirloin, but if you can't get beef sirloin, which is kind of tricky to butcher into these long, thin shapes, you can use tenderloin, which is really easy.
Oh, nice.
And so all we have here is a piece of beef tenderloin, and I quickly seared it in a small amount of oil.
Okay.
I did it the day before, and then just wrapped it really tight in saran wrap and then put it in the fridge. And so that makes it sort of stiffen up, and so the next day it's easy to slice.
Okay, so now I have had it where the chef wrapped it and then put it in the freezer to make it easier to run.
You can definitely do that. Some people are really fussy about how thin it is.
Okay.
And if you want it really, really thin, then putting it in the freezer helps.
Okay.
I find the freezer gives it a weird taste. It kind of, and I don't mind it being a little thicker, so it's just to your own taste. A lot of restaurants will use a meat slicer, and if you try to put this on a meat slicer, it'll just kind of get mangled.
Right.
But if you freeze it, you can get really, really thin slices. So it's just to your personal taste. If you want it really, really thin, then put it in the freezer. If you don't mind it a little thicker, then just do it like this.
Perfect.
Okay, and I'm assuming you're going to show us how to slice it properly, but what, I want to go back to the whole North and Navy, because you just gave us a lot of history behind Carpaccio, so I'm assuming that's how North and Navy came about.
Yeah, the idea of North and Navy is to sort of break with what most North Americans consider to be an Italian restaurant. So Italian restaurants here are spaghetti and meatballs and chicken parmesan, and a lot of people, when they go to Italy for the first time, they realize that nobody in Italy eats any of that stuff. So
We're not eating that.
That's true.
It's true.
So Italy's divided into a lot of provinces, and people from Italy identify themselves more as the province they're from than as an Italian as a whole. And so I picked one part of Italy, the northeast, which is where my family's from, the Veneto. And so that's where our food, the main focus of our food is. And so people come, they get a really genuinely authentic experience. There's some other things on the menu that are sort of a little more approachable, but if you wanted like very authentic Italian food from a very specific region, you can get that at North and Navy.
My mouth is watering right now.
It is.
You know,
it's such a it's
so
such a
good. So walk us through what are we going to do?
Okay, so it's really simple. You want to find the longest knife you have in your house, because if you're sawing at this, it's just going to disintegrate. So the idea is long, thin cuts.
Okay.
And you just sort of let the knife do the work. I'm not pushing down very hard. And then once you get the cut, you just sort of lay it on the plate. And you just keep going like that.
And you don't need to bring it to room temperature to start cutting it.
No, absolutely not.
It's probably better to have it cold and then have it come to room temperature after you
Ideally, it's
sliced
cold
it.
when you slice it. This has been sitting here for a little too long, and so it's getting hard to cut. But if you wrap it really tight in saran wrap, let it sit overnight, and then slice it as soon as you pull it out of the fridge, you'll find it really, really easy to slice.
So the thing that I like about this for guys is that this has all the guy components. A long knife, a butcher's apron, raw meat,
3 ingredients,
and wine. Now you've brought along some Prosecco here.
Absolutely.
tell us a little bit about that, because we were talking before the show about what Prosecco means to Italians.
Well, Prosecco is the sparkling wine of northern Italy, and so it's sort of their answer to champagne. And it's recently become really popular. It's made from a Glera grape, which is unique to the Veneto region. It's spread around now, but it's just become really popular, and it's way, way more affordable than champagne.
Okay.
Champagne has a brand name, basically, and so you pay for the brand, whereas Prosecco is just as delicious, but it's only recently become really well known outside of Italy. So.
Cool.
So people don't.
We're just going to keep moving along on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're doing that, if people don't want to do this even on their own, you are open on Valentine's Day.
We are, and we do still have some spots on the Sunday night. The Saturday filled up pretty fast, but Sunday night we do have a few spots
for people
left
who
over.
have to work or whatever.
Or for
you know,
people
they
who
might-
are celebrating like you all weekend long. Tomorrow, starting tomorrow.
You know, if you have a wife and a girlfriend,
Oh,
right?
Oh, wow.
Keep them apart. That's my advice.
yes. Okay, so you added a bit of salt.
Yeah, so
A little bit of
season
salt,
pretty liberally. And then we're just going to use a nice olive oil. This is a Tuscan olive oil. It's got some nice peppery flavor to it that goes really well with the beef, and you want to be pretty generous with that.
Okay.
And then a little black pepper.
See, it looks so
Yeah,
pretty,
it
and
does.
if you plate it on a beautiful plate, it's going to make all the difference.
Oh, that doesn't
too.
hurt. And a little lemon.
Yep.
And basically, this would be the original Piedmont Virgin.
Okay.
And they would probably put a little Parmesan cheese on it, unless it was truffle season, and then they would put white truffles on it. Which
We're
is-
cheese girls.
Oh,
I will,
Yeah.
we are.
I
cheese
will
girls.
tell you that much about
So
us.
just put a little cheese, and then the one thing that Cipriani added at Harry's Bar, which made it famous, was some mayonnaise.
Oh.
That's the thing I like.
So he named it Carpaccio after an artist who was being featured in Venice at the time. He was a Renaissance artist.
I know
And
he
he-
was a bit of a hooligan
do.
too.
Yeah, and
Just love that.
he
That
was
is
known for
beautiful.
using a lot of red in his paintings,
Yep.
so he called it Carpaccio after the artist. And
Beautiful.
so he put mayonnaise, and he did it all crazy apparently, like the artist did, and so
Amazing.
that's how it got famous.